Well, I want to get back and go all the way back to 70 years, but talk about the last few years, because we've seen major developments that probably surprised you. I mean, 30 years ago, I'm curious if you ever thought that you would see front page of the New York Times showing this evidence. I mean, recently we saw the testimonial in front of Congress of David Grush and David Fravor and Ryan Graves, openly talking about this stuff. Again, pilots on podcasts talking about exactly what they saw, video footage of these blips moving around and going underwater. Can you talk people through what we've actually uncovered or publicly acknowledged the last few years? And are you surprised that this is public?
No, I'm not surprised, because I've been asked to be the person providing these whistleblowers the information they have. So let me be quite blunt. Over the last couple of years, I've been asked to come up here and provide the chief investigators for the Senate and the House the evidence we have. That gave them access to multiple whistleblowers involved with this that I've been dealing with for decades. And so none of that surprised me, because we've been basically very involved in the planning of it, including the language of the amnesty provision that came out of the Senate Intelligence Committee right after our National Press Club in June, and the bill that was passed last year allowing whistleblowers a pathway to give their testimony at the Pentagon in a SCIF, a secure compartmented information facility, but nevertheless to do that. Now, what's more surprising is that it took 30 damn years. Now, so you have to understand, I'm an emergency doctor. We move very quickly. And in 1993, in my very, very young doctor days, I was a bit naive when I thought President Clinton and his administration, who were really trying to drill down on this, would resolve this problem, and I could go back to a normal life with my 4 daughters and the golden retriever and my medical career. Well, that ship sailed, my friend. So what ended up actually happening is that George H.W. Bush approached President Clinton, told him, this is none of your business, butt out. And he was never allowed to get any operational control over those projects. This I know for a fact. Remember, I helped put together the best available evidence briefing for Clinton that Lawrence Rockefeller provided at the Rockefeller Ranch, where I had been to have some planning meetings back in the 90s, 93, 4, 5. So I've seen this from a front row point of view for 30 years, and what's unsettling about it is the degree to which people have been blocked from information who are legally, this is true in the UK as well and in Europe, legally obligated to oversee these sort of projects, even if they're black projects, right? So the president and the Congress are to have, not everyone in Congress, but have knowledge of even the very deep black projects. The problem is these programs have been run completely unconstitutionally since the late 1950s. And there's another fact we can prove. So what that means is that these projects don't have any regard for the rule of law, who the president is, and who's the chairman of the Intelligence Committee of the Senate. Now, when the way this all began to tilt very quickly, a year and a half ago, just to tell you the inside baseball here, which you might find interesting. Now, I got contacted by the chief investigator for the Senate Intelligence Committee. And this is the guy who, if he was in the Pentagon, would be the equivalent of a 2 or 3 star general. And he asked me if I would help him. We went to a SCIF. If I would help him get the information they needed because they were being sandbagged. And I said, well, what has happened? He says, well, I went out to the Lockheed Skunk Works and I was shown a bunch of antique aircraft, jets. And he knew he was being gaslit and diverted. And I said, well, I can give you exactly what they have there. And we have the information from Ben Rich himself, the director, and a letter he wrote about the fact that there were both extraterrestrial and man-made UFOs, the latter being the more explosive bit of knowledge people need to get their heads around. So he said, well, we will do everything we can. So that started a process where I began to provide him with the testimony of dozens of these whistleblowers, but also giving them access to where the sites are. Now, how do I know this? Because we have these hundreds of whistleblowers and documents of where the facilities are. And it's not just Area 51, quote unquote. It's the Dugway Proving Grounds. It's Eglin Air Force Base. It's Edwards Air Force Base. It's the Lockheed Skunk Works facility out in the desert of California. It's all these various black sites, as they're called. And we have 147 of them now on a map, which we are providing to the government. So what happened there is that they began to hit the mother lode of information and also people who had worked in those facilities. And once the law was passed in 2022, allowing these whistleblowers to go to the Aero office at the Pentagon, we began making arrangements where my organization would fly them in, hand them off to this gentleman who has to remain unnamed, and he would take them over to the SCIF at the Pentagon. So that's kind of what's been going on for now a couple of years, and it's reached the point now where you have both the Senate and the House in a bipartisan way, which is, I'm very glad for that, really beginning to drill down on it and put some measures in place legally to unravel this entire long and complicated story.
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. Hey, do you want to profit from crypto? Then join my DeFi Academy. The Crypto DeFi Academy will help you create generational wealth. But don't take my word for it. Listen to my students.
When I first got into crypto, I remember thinking to myself, I need to learn more. Brian Rose, learning crypto, learning DeFi, gotta do it.
I am so grateful that I jumped in and did this. I had to break through some limiting beliefs that I can do this, that I can afford this, that I can be in this.
It challenges the things that are deeply rooted within us.
Joining DeFi Academy has been one of the best decisions I have made on my blockchain journey.
This course was a life changer, a game changer, a huge eye-opener, coming from knowing practically nothing at the speed of the learning over 4 weeks was just fantastic.
The information you provided in this class was invaluable.
I feel far more confident in my next steps.
You took complex concepts and made them easier to understand.
What's different than so many other ones is it just doesn't tell you what to do. It actually makes you do it.
This is for people who are serious about becoming traders. This is the way it should be done.
I realized from this learning experience again that it is not about what you learn, but about who you learn it from.
The energy was insane. I've never experienced such incredible energy on a live call. Brian Rose, you are a legend, my friend.
It's the only thing in the market where you can get all information and learn everything what you need to know.
Everything is so clear and so well done, and I'm just forever grateful for this program.
It made me feel so much more confident about crypto than I did before.
I did not anticipate how passionate I was going to become about it.
It's also been like a big learning experience for me, not just in the crypto space, but just an overall balance of life.
What I've learned is, how to take ownership, of my life in a way that I really hadn't before.
Yeah, you can't put a price on that, really.
I would recommend it to anybody, top notch.
Excellence does not come cheap. So if you want excellence, you got to pay for it, but it's so worth it.
Pull the trigger. That's what this course is about.
You're not going to regret it, really. It's amazing.
Thank you, Brian and team.
So what are you waiting for? Crypto is happening now. Click the link below, submit your application, and let me mentor you on how to create generational wealth and build the decentralized financial infrastructure of the future.